Kyle Glaser here, Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles. We're here with Milwaukee Brewers all-star outfielder Braun. But before Braun was a perennial all-star, he was a two-time area code games participant out of Granada Hills High School. Ryan, what was that experience playing the area code games like for you as a high schooler?
It was really exciting. It was motivating. It was rewarding. It was inspiring. It was a chance to see some of the other best players from around the country. It allowed me to recognize just how many great players there were out there, but at the same time gave me the confidence to know that I could play with some of the other best players in the country. So I really think it was kind of a springboard for the rest of my career. After the first time I made the area code games, first time I started getting recruited by college programs, and really a memorable experience for me.
Yeah, you're one of the few guys who was able to play twice. What was the biggest difference for you the first time around and the second time around?
I think the second time I was a little bit more relaxed. I had an idea of what to expect. I knew what I was getting myself into. The first time I think it can be a little bit overwhelming. I think for any young player, you recognize the significance of making a team like that. And it's an incredible opportunity, but at the same time, there's always going to be some pressure. You're going to have expectations. And I think the second time, just going in and being able to kind of relax and having an idea of what to anticipate really helped.
You know, that first time, you're only finishing your sophomore year of high school. You go in, you've got scouts from every team watching. Was it a little nerve-wracking that first time around?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think it's definitely nerve-wracking, but at the same time, it's exciting. It's an incredible opportunity. Really a unique experience for a high school player, getting to play in front of so many scouts, so many college programs, and just an opportunity, I think, for every young player to get one step closer to the ultimate goal, which is to make it to the major leagues.
That first time, was that the first time you had played in a tournament of that national variety with players, the best from all over the country?
Yeah, it was. Growing up, I played a lot of different sports, so I didn't really play baseball year-round or do any of that stuff. And that was the first time I really got to play against a lot of the other best players from around the country. And as I said earlier, it was exciting, it was motivating, it was inspiring, and it allowed me to realize that I could play at that level, but at the same time to recognize that there were so many great players out there that I would have to continue to work to remain at the top of my game.
Is there a specific moment from either of your two area code games, a specific matchup with a pitcher, or anything that really sticks out into your mind even to this day?
Not really. I think it was the first time I had an opportunity to meet Craig Wallenberg, who was a hitting coach. I never had hitting lessons or anything like that growing up, but Craig was the first guy who helped me just learn about hitting, about mechanics, technique, just some of the different mental aspects of hitting, things that I had never thought about before. And I think it was something that's benefited me tremendously as a baseball player, just to have an opportunity to work with him and learn from him.
It's interesting. A lot of people talk about the advantage of going there for their pro careers and getting drafted, but for you, it created a relationship, just a hitting coach that clearly has made an impact on you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you never know where the benefit's going to come from, but for everybody, there's so many opportunities to benefit. You can learn from players, you can learn from coaches, you can learn from scouts, you can learn from college coaches or college recruiting coordinators. So I think there's so many opportunities for young players to grow, to learn, to evolve, and it's just really a unique experience for everybody.
You mentioned that first time you went was really the first time you had that level of recruitment. Did you see the initial immediate bump that next year?
Yeah, I did. I really did. I felt so fortunate, like I said, to have an opportunity to go there, to have an opportunity to participate in the games, to get that exposure, especially to a lot of the national programs. I think I ended up going to school, obviously, across the country at the University of Miami, and had I not played on one of the national showcases, I don't know that opportunity would have been there for me.
Absolutely. Overall, do you feel like your skill set was enhanced by participating? You mentioned seeing the other guys and learning you can play at that level, but also seeing what you needed to do to continue to get better.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I learned a lot just from watching other players. You watch some of the best guys and how they go about their business. You watch how guys take batting practice. You watch how pitchers approach good hitters. You watch how guys prepare. You just try to learn as much as you can and take in as much of the information as you possibly can at a tournament like that.
Were there any friendships struck during the games that have carried into this day?
There were a lot of guys that I had an opportunity to meet for the first time. I remember meeting Sergio Santos. Sergio, at the time, he was the guy. I think best player in our class of 2002. Physically, just a lot more mature, I think, than the rest of us were. So I remember getting a chance to meet Sergio, see him play for the first time, play against him off and on throughout our pro career. So he's probably the one guy that really sticks out for me.
Would this be, obviously it's been many years, 15 years, would you say it was kind of the springboard, that first step onto the type of career you've had?
Yeah, I think so. Like you said, first time really playing on a national showcase, playing against a lot of the best players in the country, having an opportunity to get the exposure in front of college coaches, in front of pro scouts, have an opportunity to measure yourself against some of the other best players in the country. So it was definitely a springboard for me and a unique opportunity for sure.
For young kids who are maybe now just getting to the area code games, what pieces of advice would you give them about how to handle the spotlight and the event of that caliber?
I would just tell them the biggest thing is to prepare the way they've always prepared. Take pride in your preparation every day. Do the same things you would do to prepare for a regular high school game or summer game. Don't treat it any differently. If you do everything that you would typically do to prepare, it gives you the best chance to have success.
Absolutely, that's good advice. Well, Ryan Braun, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, my pleasure.
From Dodger Stadium, I'm Kyle Glaser. Thanks for tuning in, folks.